have two of my very personal friends. First up, I have the man that just woke up literally 10 minutes ago. What's up, D-Mac?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hello, all the way from Italy.
You li- like it's literally midnight for you right now, isn't it?
11 o'clock, but close.
Okay, so you're close. So by the time the prediction is when the stream ends, you're gonna be asleep and it's gonna be midnight. Oh my god. Okay.
It'll
And
be tomorrow.
tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. And the other guy with me, a man that said he wasn't ready for Tekken 7, but he was ready anyway and kicked my butt yesterday. Nor455, also know that Jaden. What's up, Jaden?
Yo, yo, Blue, do not sell yourself short on that. Like I said, I'm only fairly decent at the game. Like that is, like your combo game is strong. You just need to learn those technical fundamentals such as movement.
My combo
Well, okay,
fundamentals my combo game is always super basic, and no matter what game I play, my combo game is super basic, and then nobody figures out anything else, and that's why I
Well,
win
that's
games.
what you need to level up for. Hold on one moment.
All right, and all we're gonna be talking about is just E3, Burst League, and whatever else we want to talk about. We're keeping it pretty short because A, it's the first episode, and B, I kind of just pulled this guy thing out of the blue just to these two guys, so I'm like, ugh.
Alright, streamity stream mustache, steam people rose.
But all right, guys, what do you want to start off with? We got plenty of topics. I got plenty of trailers to start showing off. So,
Ooh, surprise us. Ooh.
uh, what is the one game you want to start talking about, D-Mac? Because since you're tired now, get you inside.
The one game I want to start talking about. Honest, the games I was waiting for forever were, you know, Tekken 7, which I joked I wasn't gonna believe out until it came in the mail.
Tekken 7. You early 2017 boys.
Yes, early 2017. It finally showed up. God.
Oh man, early 2017. Been out in arcades for almost 3 years.
Early 2017, and I was like, well, first half, so I'm gonna call May 31st. And with that method, I was.
You're only off by 2 days.
Like, I mean, I really would just stop. I just do what I do with fighting games. I always want. I just stop thinking about them, and then that's when the release date gets close. It's like, all right, let me not think about it. It's like what I did when Under Night latest was announced. I was like, all right, me not thinking about it for those 2 years. Now it has a console release date. Yay! But Tekken 7, definitely a very strong game. Released up front, like no jabs at Street Fighter. Like I'm not gonna be one of those guys like, ha ha, take that Street Fighter 5. You ain't shit. Like it's like I don't have time to be immature like that. I'm just glad that the game is finally out. Everybody's been enjoying it. I am insanely impressed, Namco. Like shout outs to you for having an optimized PC fighting game in 2017. Like I'm not even trying to
Awesome, my PC game in 2017.
like
That is the sad thing to hear about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the PC version of Tekken 7 is very well optimized. I've had no problems running it on both my laptop and my desktop. And I mean, compared to before the online patch was out, the fact that the online mode was much more stable on the PC than it was on its console cousins was saying a lot. It was saying a lot. It was saying a lot. I was like, whoa. What is this? PC version legit best version out of the consoles? It's gonna snow. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse is nigh. I just wasn't ready. But other than that, yeah, well, go
The
ahead.
game I thought was developed on PC hardware, more or less.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, considering that the arcade build is literally just a PC. So I guess that would make sense. But still, everybody was shitting on the PC version. Oh, PC is going to be garbage. No competitive community. It's going to be ass. No, I mean, like the forums I visited, the streams I went to, I mean, PC was getting shat on pretty hard. before it actually released. I could not believe it. Like, part of me was like, your tears of all of y'all being wrong does taste pretty sweet, though. Like,
I drink the tears of my enemies when they were wrong about the Tekken 7 game.
I swear, it's just really good. Like the fact that it does do plug and play. Like no matter what controller you plug into, as long as you don't press start twice, because there's a little weird nuance in the game where if the same controller presses start on both the P1 and P2 side, you control both the player 1 and player 2 sides, which is like, oh, well, can I fight myself? Is this AI? Is this shadow battle? Like, are we borrowing from KI now? Do I make my own AI? I thought it was pretty dope, but yeah. Other than that, yeah, my cousins and my friends have been enjoying it. They really do enjoy the convenience because I get tired of lugging my PS4 and my Wii U or my Switch whenever I'm trying to play competitive anything. So the fact that well, not this one, I'm sorry, the Wii U and everything. So the fact that there's a PC version of a game that I don't have to take the system with me, it feels good. The only thing I don't like about the PC version so far is that there is no jukebox mode. There are some songs in Tekken 7 that I just cannot.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. There is no jukebox mode. That's only exclusive to PS4 and Xbox One.
No, just exclusive to PS4. I don't even think Xbox One has it either.
All right, suck it, Xbox.
Like, damn, Xbox, why are you doing you dirty like that?
Well, let's be honest here. What does Xbox One have right now that either PC, PS4 doesn't have? Halo. But that's on PC.
Oh, that's the Halo 5 though. Is that on PC?
Yeah, there you go. Halo 5. Oh, it is?
I think so. Hold on.
If you're counting, if he's talking about the Xbox Play Anywhere, then that kind of does defeat the purpose of like having a Xbox One. If you legit can buy a game, and if you have it on Xbox One, you can also play it on PC.
Halo 5, Windows 10.
Then it literally is worthless. It's like, oh look, Xbox One, that one that you're not really needed. You're my what they advertised back when they first announced the Xbox One. Look, guys, you can do live action TiVo when you watch NFL. Watch your games in real time and post in social media but where are the games? And you can make sure that your NBA playbook is but where are the games? And it's like,
yeah.
Talking about all this fun little TiVo stuff. Where are the games at? Yeah.
If you look back, going back 10 years ago, when the 360 and the PS3 were at E3, and the console war was really on for the first time, with Nintendo not being like one of the big players.
Still kind of weird that during that time, like the Wii was like, I still laugh at that. I love my Wii, but never did I expect it to do as well as it did against two HD powerhouses. It was like, oh man, gimmicks for the win. But I predicted it right when the Wii U came out. Like that same trick won't work twice. It won't work twice.
Just marketing problems, which is what I'm trying to. Like the PS3 made some huge mistakes at E3. It was like, hey, guys, multimedia, media center, Blu-ray.
Oh my God, Microsoft! Like literally, if you guys saw Mecha's tweet about it, it was just like, take a shot every time you hear sports, Call of Duty, or TV.
I would have been drunk as bitch. Yeah, go ahead, continue. Do what were you saying? You were like the way that they announced the
360 owned the PS3 in the early days. Was the 360 marketed itself as a game console, and the PS3 marketed itself as this multimedia center thing to have in your living room, and nobody cared.
That nobody really cared about that kind of stuff. It wasn't really anything. It wasn't something to be like super. Like you were at a show about games. It's like that slip up that E3 did. They did infamously, I think, 2 years ago, where they had where they announced it was either Just Dance or some other game, and they had Usher on stage. And I'm like, wait, what? What is this? Is this a music? Is this an award show, or is this a?
I actually forgot that was a thing.
Oh man, I never forgot about that day. That day burned into my. Oh, that day was etched into my retinas.
Do you guys remember Ubisoft when it was Plant vs Zombies and then they had Danger Zone?
I was like, okay, are we losing track on what E3 is about? Because I just couldn't.
Oh my God.
Shoot.
There was a huge lesson that Sony learned. Hey, stop trying to be a multimedia center and just be a game console. For some reason, Xbox, which profited so much from Sony's mistake, decided that they were going to make the same mistake.
You're like, you know what? It's our time to screw up. It's our time to be idiots.
You remember that time when we sold so many more consoles because PS3 tried to be a multimedia center?
Yeah, let's not do that. Oh God! And if you got I did want to go into our first game real quick because if you want to talk about like real screw ups, okay, you guys know the Sonic Forces trailer, right? Like before they revealed the custom character, when everybody saw that shot of the third playable character, but we didn't know who it was, and everybody said one character. And everybody just made jokes. And then literally yesterday, they made a freaking Bubsy game.
Oh
my!
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God! This game.
We're gonna get a Bubsy game before Kingdom Hearts 3, by the way.
Oh my God! You're real. That's legit. We're gonna have a new Bubsy game before Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh my God! Don't make me cry. Oh God! And it says it coming on to PS4 and Steam, but just the fact that this game is being made, Jesus!
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple games I'm mad exist right now. There's that. I'm still salty about. You remember that time when they said the Destiny 1 story was going to be so good you were going to keep it on your shelf next to Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that didn't work.
Real quote. Real quotes, real people. And then the story happened. Or didn't, rather. There were 3 cutscenes. So yeah, that got a sequel that I'm kind of salty about. Call of Duty World War II.
Oh, all right. Then let me pull that up. Have your long rant about this. I'll be right back.
Well, like, new ideas, right? Really new and exciting, innovative things. Like going back to the same idea we already used, 6, 7 times is Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty Legacy or something like that. Call of Duty, what was it, like Frontline or title instead of a number. And all those were World War II. And then we decided to be modern because we were copying Battlefield. And we're definitely not copying Battlefield 1 right now by suddenly going back to World War II. And then there was World at War, which brought in the popular zombies thing, which is all anybody remembers about it, is Nazi zombies, which carried over to modern Call of Duty somehow. But yeah, we had 6 or 7 Call of Duty World War II games already, and they've decided to name this most recent one World War II. Okay, guys, great new innovative idea. You haven't done this yet.
I mean, I just noticed the World War II trailer, and I'm trying to remember the last time I fully played a Call of Duty game, which is 3. And I think, wasn't that also World War II? I can't even remember.
All World War II until Modern Warfare came out.
Okay. So now they're going back to the story. And I honestly just don't get, they wanted to go back to their roots, but I don't think that's the smart way to do it.
Alright, I'm back. So where are we talking about now?
COD.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Call of Duty. Alright. Shoot 'em up.
Generally, games that didn't need to exist,
Oh, of course. Unlike everybody else, I don't have anything against Call of Duty. I've never played the game extensively. I know my friends enjoy it, especially Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2 that come to mind of the ones that are are most the ones that whenever I mention COD, those are the ones that everybody usually identify with. Like, oh yeah, I like this one. This one's godlike. I love me some zombies.
Yeah.
I think that's
Modern Warfare
like
was
the big reason
like
why
a
people.
somewhat new idea. The way they executed it felt fresh and exciting, and they actually lowered the polygon count in some of the things, and it made the graphics look more gritty, and that actually made people look more real. And they did a lot of really smart and cool and new things. And then it was really successful, and they rehashed that formula every year for the last 10 years.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, don't they still make bank from the COD games? I mean, it's kind of like.
I mean, like they can release like a really really bad COD game, and people are still gonna buy it.
I mean, COD has a pretty strong effect on the game, like on the Western market. Like, whenever you think shooters, one of the main staples that you think of is COD. Like, there's no need to like pretend like it doesn't have like, you know, a strong presence in the gaming community. Even those who, like myself, who don't even play the games, but you're aware of what it is. I mean, look at Tekken. It barely changed itself in the 20-something years that it's been out, and people still eat that up. It's like,
True.
Yeah, I can't deny, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I just...
Yeah. It's
think
like...
when you get the way they're marketing it, it's like, oh my gosh, we're going back to World War II. It's been so long. Like,
yeah, that's kind of the same gripe I have against Sonic Mania. It's like, oh look, a game that's going back to its roots, but it's all of a sudden the best thing ever. Like, what was this that you couldn't do with a with a Flash program? Like, so those Sonic fan games just don't mean nothing. We're automatically going to dick ride on this just because Sega officially did it. Okay, that's cool. Whatever.
Well, I'm showing the Chemical Plant 2 zone right now on screen. And to be honest, they do incorporate a bunch of new things, but I can't see where people is like, oh my god, are you guys really making another Classic Sonic game just for the fact that it's Classic Sonic?
I mean, they had to. I mean, we're talking about a series. Like, I'm a long-time Sonic fan. I was around when Sonic first came out. Sonic has been a big, positive part of my life. And I have been one of those Sonic fans who didn't mind growing up with the times, who didn't mind his transition into 3D back in 1999 when Sonic Adventures first came out, who didn't mind that Shadow had a gun, and who didn't mind that Sonic Advance literally had the classic game, but just wasn't like it was classic, but of course it had that modern feel to it where it didn't feel so good. I still feel like the Sonic Advance series is by far like masterpieces. All three of them were very good, and not a single one of them were bad. But you know, the Sonic fan base is a bit fickle. They're a bit fickle. They're like all established fan bases. Mario, Zelda, Resident Evil. There's part of the fan base that prefers it back then, and there's a part of the fan base who doesn't mind what's going on right now. They're split, and both fans really do the toxic version of both sides think they know what's best for our little blue hedgehog when they really don't know shit. It's like you can make Sonic all the way around what you want them to be, and people still find a way to complain. Like I said with the Sonic Advance games, those games literally take what you love about the classic 16-bit era Genesis titles, what you liked about the 3D era, and fuse them into one classic game that, by all accounts, is super. Like, the only thing that was very annoying for all three games was just collecting Chaos Emeralds, which were a bit more difficult than your classic Sonic games. Like, hell, even the special stages don't amount to the bullshit you had to go through Sonic Advance 2 and their SP ring bullshit. But
I was about to say Sonic Advance 2's Chaos Emeralds. I don't know if I ever finished that as a kid.
I did not.
And it was brutal. Like, if I could count how many times I was about to throw my... Like, this is the time when I played it when I had a Game Boy Advance, and when I played it again on emulators when I didn't even know there were save states. So I legit killed myself to get these goddamn rings, and I'm just painstakingly trying to, because as with all Sonic games I play, I'm a perfectionist. I don't care about getting the high score or beating it the fastest. I just want to get the true ending and get it over with. But goddamn, if I have never been so frustrated with a Sonic game in my life, with like Advance 1 was lenient compared to the second and the third.
Yeah, well, I finished Advance 1. I was probably in like, 6th grade or something at the time, and I was
Like, but Advance 2, that was a game that tested everything I thought I knew about Sonic the Hedgehog. I was like, well, this is some shit. So yeah, I get I'm more excited for Sonic Forces than I am for Sonic Mania, and that has turned a lot of heads from my friends who I talk to on the forums and other people I've talked to, because like I said, I don't mind looking back, but it's the fact that when you look too far back and you let nostalgia take over, you start to forget that, hey, these games evolved for a reason. If we keep trying to stay in the past, then how the hell are we going to evolve? You're talking about a generation that always likes to see the pretty graphics and whatnot. Yet you're going to let an old established gameplay just be like, nah, that's perfectly fine. Sonic should always be like this. Sonic Adventure should have truly been this way. 2D, 16-bit sprites. Fuck your 3D graphics, advanced bullcrap Dreamcast. You ain't. So it's like
Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2 were both really close to being good games. It's
go ahead.
Success.
Go ahead. No. This is a discussion, and I want you to finish that. I just want you to finish that. Go ahead. No, he was about to say something. He was like, they were really good.
3.
Oh, sorry.
He's been disconnecting, I think.
Oh, well, really? Man, mics ain't cool.
But yeah, just looking at the Sonic 3, Sonic Forces trailer, it's they tried their best to incorporate everything, all the fans but then.
And then the main thing that they did, Sega, I know what you did. I know the option select you tried. You tried the whole, man, we should stop making new characters because the fan base is gonna get pissed off. Well, fuck it, let's just let them make them then. There you go. Now nobody can't bitch if you're the one making a Sonic character.
And then the true Sonic fans show their true colors.
Yeah, it was just really weird. I love the announcement, but I already knew what the underlying.
Oh, everybody knew what was coming.
Bro, we already come on now. You ain't fooling nobody. What? So that was pretty exciting. The only problem I have with Sonic Forces is the occlusion of classic Sonic. I really feel like he should not be there. It boggles my mind that they used something from Generations and was like, all right, that's cool. A good old nostalgia trip for all you classic fans out there. All right, here we go. We got this classic game for all you classic guys who like the classic Sonic and want to play it in the classic way. But for you 3D guys, we know that you like Sonic, but we're gonna throw in classic Sonic anyway. It's what? But he's already in his own game with his two closest pals, and he needs to be in another one. I really did not miss classic Sonic. He was there, and I was like, oh, this is nice and HD reimagined. See, it staged at school. But it's I'm not. I mean, this is good for the nostalgia trip, but I'm not gonna be missing you. And then also they just announced him again, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, same. I don't know why classic Sean's in there. They probably will say in the story, but.
Yeah, it's wait, are we still doing the time gimmick? Why are you here?
Yeah, I'm you can only go so far with time travel before your story falls apart.
I swear, we've already I have nothing against Sonic 06. That story was not bad for me. It's just that it tried so hard to be convoluted and perplexing, which of course good storylines do that, but it's
it's a Sonic game about a blue hedgehog.
Yeah,
you don't have to try
hard.
hard.
You don't have to go that far. It's you don't have to go that far. You didn't create any of the established canon from the earlier Sonic games. You borrowed some concepts from the earlier Sonic games, but the games don't connect with any the game didn't connect with any of the previous Sonics. Barely, the storyline was barely connected with any of the other continuities. So it was so where is this? Where is Soleana? Is it down the street from Station Square? What's going on? Can we get some answers, please? And I said, we all know, and I have said this, even though I rip on everybody who knows me knows I rip on Sonic 06 way too hard. I probably pick on it more than it needs to be picked on. But I have often said through all of my gripe with Sonic 06, nobody would have gave a shit about the story if the gameplay was actually pretty solid. Nobody would have cared. That kissing scene would have been an afterthought. Were the game good? Nobody would have cared.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you had to suffer to earn that offer.
You had to suffer. Like, I don't think that any other Sonic game has made me like. Even Sonic and the Secret Rings was lenient. compared to Sonic.
Hey, I love that game. So
I love that game too. I love Sonic and the Secret Rings. Like, you're talking about somebody who back in what year was that? 2006.
2006.
2005. Yes. Where when I first saw Sonic 06, I ripped on Secret Rings. I said that game wasn't gonna be shit. I said it was gonna be garbage. I was one of those people that fell for the HD trap. I was like, this ain't in HD. It's gonna be garbage. Wii is like, even though I had it, I was like, that Wii remote's gonna be garbage. That whole game gonna be garbage. And then it came out, and then I ended up eating my words because I said the reverse about the game. I actually enjoyed Sonic and the Secret Rings more and shitted on 06 because, like, compared to the little Wii motion controls, it still was playable compared to, and the storyline actually was like, this is an okay storyline.
No, real talk. I've been like
I
about
the storyline really hard. I was like, all right, this is a story of Sonic that's pretty serious, and it doesn't take itself too serious, and we don't have the Supersonic gimmick. That's actually pretty legit.
Well, all right. So here's the thing about Sonic and Secret Rings. One, like about 2 weeks ago, I started watching like speed runs of Sonic and the Secret Rings, and they're kind of godlike.
Yeah,
like you need to watch those things, and it's like absolutely really impressive. Like what was the first stage? Not
Sand Oasis.
Sand Oasis.
No, the prologue stage.
No, not prologue. Sand Oasis. You're thinking the right one. Someone beat that in like a minute and 24 seconds. I'm like, how the frick do you do it? And they're just doing all these dumb limits. I'm like, yo, this looks sick.
Yeah, like for real, I can like with all those items equipped, I can beat it under a video. But when she goes super duper fast, I'm not even talking about speed break. I'm just talking about when he normally runs. When you get those little speed shooting enhancements.
Oh yeah, the wind enhancements. But
yeah, it's like shit. I never like when I look back on that game, and to this day, my cousins still enjoy the mini game, the little Mario Party mini game thing. Like to this, like I'll come up with the Wii, and the main thing they'll ask me is if I'd have Sonic and Secret Rings, because those mini games are pretty fun. Even if the first player has to be stuck with the Wii remote, those games are pretty fun, and it's actually quite addicting. But no offense to Sonic Mania at all. I'm excited for it. As a Sonic fan, I do want to play it. I do want to enjoy it. But I'm not so lost in my nostalgia bubble that I don't see it for what it really is. I mean, it's a love letter to the toxic Sonic community that keeps bitching about Sonic never being in classic 2D, and to the people who actually did enjoy Sonic in back in his heydays, back in the 90s. But I'm not gonna sit there and like pretend like most of those toxic fans weren't the ones who were crying like, bro, this game's cool. Like, because I already seen it.
Well, they cried and we got Sonic 4.
Yeah, they cried and we got Sonic 4.
Yeah, Sonic 4 was very, very poorly received, and I feel like that's why we got Sonic Mania, because they were like...
Did you... Okay. Literally, in the trailer... No, in the trailer, Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails get on the elevator, and on that elevator is a 1, 2, 3 km. It missed 4! It
did miss 4. The funny thing I liked about Sonic 4, because I only bought that game because it was going to be a buffer for Sonic Colors. Just like with Sonic Mania, that game is literally just my buffer until Sonic Forces comes out. But at least I'll enjoy it more than I enjoy Sonic 4. Like, I wasn't hyped. Like, just like with Sonic Mania, my reception to the game was, oh, this is nice. But I was really wondering why couldn't they just do what they did with Sonic Advance? Like, the Sonic Advance games were a classic modern remix that was good. And yet Sega was like, nah, fam, we ain't going to do that. We're gonna do like classic modern shit on it. Like, I mean, Sonic barely got like it didn't feel like he went fast at all in 4. Like, I mean, it felt
definitely not in 1. 2 it felt a bit better.
I was like, I didn't even get I skipped 2. That's how much Sonic 4 just made me angry. I was like, you know what? I'm good. Y'all can keep episode 2. I can't do it. I ain't about that life.
I ain't about that. I need to live stream both Sonic 4 games. See how fast I can beat them. I probably will do that one day.
Like, good luck. Like, even
Sonic walks this really, really fine line.
I do agree. I do agree that Sonic does walk a very fine line. It's a very weird line because it seems like most of the fan base has amnesia. Like, bro, all his all his 2D adventures in the garbage. Sonic Mania is finally returned to form. How is Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventures garbage? Like those games were like legit as fuck. Like what are you talking about? What Sonic game did you play? Like please point me out to the truly awful ones. Like the truly awful, like it is a sad day in hell where the established worst Sonic game in the series gets beaten out by an even worse Sonic game, and that is Sonic Boom. Rise of the
Oh, can we not talk about that? Can we talk about another game that I'm looking forward to for E3?
No,
Please,
I gotta do this.
Nerd.
As
Jason,
a Sonic
please.
fan,
No,
I gotta open up Pandora's box, man. Let me open it up.
This is my stream. No. No. We're not doing this. Not today. You can get into your Sonic freaking Ride the Lyric rant probably next week.
I was gonna get into a rant. I was just trying to make one note. It's a sad day in hell where, in comparison, Sonic 06 looks legit compared to Rise of Lyric. We're just gonna just throw that out there.
Okay.
Like, I'm just telling the fan base, if y'all are gonna shit on so many of Sonic's 3D adventures, you obviously have not played Shattered Crystal or Rise of Lyric. Shattered Crystal way more playable than Rise of Lyric, but they're both garbage. Like Fire and Ice is legit. Like with Sonic Boom should have launched with the first time it came out.
So yeah, there are two worries I have for Sonic Forces.
What?
One of them is, so the series, it walks a fine line between being too slow and not being a Sonic game and just playing itself. Because most of the sections where you're going super fast, the game is basically playing itself. So they can't put too much of that in there, but if there isn't any of it, then you get Sonic 4.
Yeah, you get Sonic 4, you get less momentum, you get poor ass level. Like, it's also a sad day in hell where most people who play Sonic Generations, like, we all remember how Sonic Unleashed had walked that little fine line between there were people who loved it, who didn't mind the warthog, and people who hated it. But the main thing I always see getting praised in Sonic Unleashed compared to Sonic Generations, which is ironic, is the level design. Which I will admit, Sonic Unleashed's day stages shit on some of the reimagined modern stages of Sonic Generations. I'm sorry to say, I love Speed Highway, one of my all-time favorite Sonic stages in history. But when the reimagined version came out, I was like, this is not as badass as Empire City. Like, Empire City legit feels like what I want, like a perfect successor to Speed Highway. And Radical Highway. I'm sorry, let me not ignore you, Sonic. Just do my bad. But Empire City is legit, like, oh man, that stage, the music, the love, like, of course, Sonic Unleashed had the classic gimmick of modern Sonic of having to remember what's a trap, what's not a trap, when you had to jump, when you had to stop boosting, when you had to do this, when you had to do that. And but yeah, that stage is godlike. Like that stage on the Sonic Generations Unleashed mod that I have on my PC, that is my main stage to go to next to Dragon Road when I just want to unwind. And that's when I just realized that when looking at all these stages, they were better. Like they had way more twists and turns and Sonic-like loops than most of the stages in Sonic Generations. And that is saying a lot because I love Sonic Generations. I'm glad that they gave back the homing, but the homing attack being what it should have been. A and A or X and X, not X and square. What the fuck, Sega? Why would you make the homing attack a different button?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was actually, it confused me a lot the first time I played on PS3.
You do not realize how many times it messed me up on my S rank runs. I was like, wait, what was the homing attack again? So my main thing is also with Sonic, but yeah, also just like those Sonic is like what D had mentioned. Though most of those sections in those stages of Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Generations felt like that they played themselves, and Sonic Generations was guilty of it because there's legit like some parts where classic Sonic will run by himself. It's like, hey, I didn't tell you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there are certain points where Sonic will legit feel where you won't feel like you're in control of Sonic. But hopefully they'll try to like balance that out. But if not, I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll still be a fun game. I'm just waiting for my creative character.
I'm waiting.
I have so many fanfic hedgehogs from my past life back in middle school that I want to bring to life.
Oh no! All right, we're moving on before this gets any worse.
Okay, go ahead.
One of the bigger games I'm looking forward to, and I told you guys this in like the Discord, is Cuphead. I am really
Cuphead looks legit as fuck. I love it. Like, I love the way it looks. That classic 1920s, 40s style cartoon with that classic side-scrolling Mega Man like platform and action. Like, what more could you want? And that soundtrack is that soundtrack.
They completely nailed what they were going for with the art style. Like,
man, like I said, oh my goodness, that art style is. As an artist, I clap to that.
Yeah, I'm playing the trailer on stream right now, and it looks so good. And when they delayed it because for the fact that like we're not gonna make this game just like rush this out. We're gonna actually take our time with this. I'm like so happy.
Oh man, they pulled a Nintendo. They wanted to delay the game to make it better. Good job.
Oh yeah. And I can see that. I can see they really, because I looked at some of the bosses they were doing, and it looks so good.
Oh man, like there's just some like the indie developers have really been nailing that nostalgia of back in the day trip with some of their games. Like I think like Freedom Planet comes to name when I think of that. Sparks the Electric, I forgot that damn name. That's another fun platforming game I just got on Steam. And now Cuphead is about to come out, and I'm like, this is tickling all of my right buttons. I see you looking kind of hot over there, Cuphead. But no, in all seriousness, the game is completely legit, and I am excited for it. Like there's not one doubt in my mind that this game won't be good. It's like a Zero Striker Gunvolt. It can't betray me. It can't it can't betray me.
It can't betray me.
Gunvolt was a game that I knew was going to be good because I was like, it can't betray me. There's no way this game can betray me. Like there's just certain games where I don't care. Where anyone says like, I'm just going to wait and see. I don't feel really convinced yet. I'm not going to really jump. Nah. I don't like that. Nah. When I see a game where I know it's going to be good, I'm like, no. I'm getting that day one.
Day one.
I will buy that 3 times if I have to. I will double dip. I will triple dip. I'll do that. I do that with games. I bought Tekken 7 twice. I bought Tekken Tag 3 times. I bought Blaze Blue CP Extend 3 times.
Yikes!
I'm gonna buy CF 3 times if that Nintendo Switch version is a CF port. Bruh, let it not be.
3 things. When are we gonna hear about this? They took out like a license or whatever, a copyright for a Blaze Blue for the Switch.
They did, and then they announced it, but they won't tell us what of it in it. Like what of it? Like is it a CF port? Is it one of those Blazy Blue, blah 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 thing that they had on the 3DS? Which I'm hoping it isn't. Please do not fuck with it.
The 3DS. So the 3DS actually had. It was the only platform that had Continuum Chip 2 on it.
Yes, it did, and I bought that day one. I bought that day one, and it was. And I will tell you personally, the port wasn't bad. The sprite animation was a bit downgraded for both, like for the PSP and for the console. It was pretty not good. It was decent to say this is on a cartridge, so it was actually pretty decent. The only main thing I really thought was weird about the game on 3DS was the game wouldn't go to sleep if you closed the 3DS. It legit wouldn't go to sleep. So I was wondering why ArcSys had fucked that up. And another thing was the audio bitrate was a little scratchy for whether you put the voices in English or Japanese, I mean it was really weird. It was like they could have really cleared up this audio. Like, come on now. And of course the main horrible thing you did was not giving it online play. I was like, wait, what? Street Fighter 4, and Dead or Alive Dimensions both have net play, and you're not going to give. And Tekken 3D Prime Edition that also had net play, and you're not going to give Blade what? Like, were you trying to make this game not succeed? It was like that's not cool, bro. That's not cool.
They wanted that to fail.
I was still surprised that back in the eShop numbers, back in the Japanese sales numbers, I was still surprised that the 3DS version sold 6,000 copies. Like, that wasn't a lot, but it was still impressive to me. I was like, 6,000 people actually bought this?
Some people wanted some training mode in the car.
Like, shoot. What I learned from my console, what I learned from my 3DS, I transferred right to my PS3 back when CS2 was a thing. I was like, oh, yep, this is a cool light cheap, blah blah blah. Let me go ahead and try this out. So yeah, it served its purpose.
Oh yeah,
Like the D-pad on the 3DS was not so bad that I couldn't do my inputs. So it was legit.
That's why I'm hoping that Switch does get a Central Fiction port. And
I really
because,
do too.
You hop on the subway or whatever, the bus to work, and
Like,
you just
bruh.
pull it
You're
out
just playing
your backpack,
Blade
and
Blue
you
CF on the Switch,
Hell
and you're
yeah.
like, let me do my combos.
Like, bruh.
I'm just doing now.
Bump into somebody so you can play them on local play. You don't gotta play them on the same console. Just bump into the guy with his Switch, and y'all like, yo, square up.
I don't think I didn't want to play Naruto on Switch. I feel like I'm just gonna drop everything still.
Like, I would tell you the Switch owner.
Yeah, you
Get
can't
a
do your
controller.
microdata on the Joy-Con.
Oh no!
Bro, I will tell you as a Switch owner, if you're playing a fighting game on the Switch, get a Pro Controller or get one of those 8-bit whatchamadoohickeys. Because the Switch Joy, like, I love the idea of the Joy-Con. I do like how they count as two separate controllers. That's pretty cool. But the left Joy-Con counting as a D-pad is horrendous. I've never gotten my ass whooped by the AI on King of Fighters so hard because I can't do a super.
Dang.
I'm like, oh. It's like, okay, this is very like King's 214 super is not hard. On Switch it is. I'm like, rah. It's not like there's any input delay with the game on the Switch. Like, it's an arcade perfect port. It works perfectly fine. There's no delay in any of the button presses. I just can't get the damn input to read down back.
Yeah.
Like, you're an asshole. But I know that Hori said that they were releasing fighting game peripherals for the Switch, which I'm really hoping that they hurry the fuck up. It's like I'm really. Go
I
ahead.
did not like gamepad. It was kind of just
The Wii U gamepad is a very interesting thing. To this day,
very
I
interesting.
don't like it, nor do I hate it. I just feel like when the Wii U launched, like what I said, like I praised the Wii U back in the day, but I also had my complaints. One of my major complaints. One of the main things to this, like I'm gonna talk about it on this streets, like I talk about it every time it gets mentioned. Why the hell was the gamepad so so fundamental for me to do basic stuff? I mean, from navigating certain menus. Oh, you can't change your TV resolution without the gamepad. What? Like what? What stopped the game? What stopped the Wii U Pro Controller from being that way? Like, and then you had to do something. I forgot what to try to enter your credit card information on the TV. Because I like Nintendo. I like how you try to keep my privacy to myself. But my gamepad was broken during this time. So for 2 years that I had the Wii U, I had to try to painstakingly navigate the system. And that's when I realized how much the Wii U was a failure, only because Nintendo really tried to ride that game. It really tried to ride it. It tried to make it so important to everything. When I was like,
like this like a paradigm shift in the way you played games, but in reality, it was like
it was an alright idea, and then once you get 10 feet, then it starts disconnecting, and then you're like, oh, this is crap.
Yeah, it's like I know what they were going for. Even though Nintendo said that they were trying the core games with a more powerful system, and I can tell that while they were only telling a half truth, the back of their mind is they wanted to ride on that Wii. That's why I said that they wanted to ride on that Wii gimmick. They wanted to ride on that wave so hard with the Wii U. They wanted that gimmick of hey man, we're gonna do some crazy controller and fans are gonna love it. And they wanted to ride on that so hard. You can tell it through the game, through the release of the gamepad, from talking about it, from Miyamoto saying himself that he didn't understand why people didn't get the Wii U. But there's things that Nintendo will launch, and sometimes it'll work, and sometimes it won't. And I want to tell Miyamoto, no, we got it. We know what it was supposed to be. It's just that you tried to make it more than what it was. If it was a peripheral that you could buy offhand, like any of the other normal Nintendo whatevers, then that would have made sense. Like, oh, transfer my game to the gamepad, taking it with me to go play on the toilet. Okay, that's fine and all. But there was nothing wrong with your Wii U Pro Controller. Like, the Pro Controller, I do like the Wii U Pro Controller. I still do have mine, and I still do play with it on my PC with this converter. Not a bad controller, not even bad for fighting games. I I just have a problem with why couldn't that just be the standard controller the system came with? There was nothing preventing you from doing that. But no, you really wanted to ride on that gimmick. And I know that that Nintendo didn't want to challenge their DS line at the time. Like when the main interview question was, "Hey, can you take this with you on the go while you're on the car?" Well, we want to be like more of an experience where your parents are on the TV and then you're on the. Oops, hold on.
Just well then.
Oh, wait, just lose it.
You want to be on the TV and you can be on the game itself, but I can tell that like the translated answer was, we don't want the Wii U to beat out the 3DS. I mean, the 3DS, and then we don't have nothing. So it definitely was that. No, we ain't trying that, fam. We ain't about that life.
Switch kind of did what the gamepad should have been.
Switch is definitely what the gamepad should be. Switch is all around what Nintendo was probably wanting to do with the gamepad, but they were like, nah. Like now, you should see some of the new PR when they talk about the Switch set versus the 3DS. Now all of a sudden the 3DS is an entry-level system for kids, while the Switch is for big boys. I was like, really?
Really now?
I kid you not, guys. This is like I forget where I remember reading this, but it basically was that from Phil Zimay himself. He was basically saying that now the 3DS is an entry-level gaming device for young kids, and the Switch was like for big boys. I was like, I'm paraphrasing, but I was like, oh, that's what the 3DS is now. That's cute.
That's cute.
That is adorable.
But my 3DS is going to get stuck in my deployment bag to Iraq, and I'm not bringing a Switch there.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, I do find myself playing on my Switch more than my 3DS because most 3DS ports are coming to the Switch. One of them that comes to mind is Azure Striker Gun Vault, the little Striker pack, which was released on 3DS at first, but now it's coming to Switch in August. Which I'm like, I legit was the day that was announced, I had the Striker pack in my Amazon cart and I was about to buy it, but then I was like, never mind. Like, I was about to buy the 3DS version, but I was like, never mind, I don't really need it anymore. I'll get it on Switch instead. So I do like how, I know that some fans are really mad at Nintendo for announcing a bunch of 3DS and Wii U ports, but I understand it from a business standpoint. I mean, when you look at the total Wii U numbers, I mean, not many people bought a Wii U, and people that did, they didn't keep it for long. So there was a lot of games that people did miss out on that, and that people have been saying on various forums and sites that they would like to see insert Wii U game here being ported to Switch. They really like the true portability of the increased power of the Switch. And of course, one of my requests I got fulfilled was Pokken Tournament DX. Thank goodness.
Yep.
Do you want to start talking about that then?
I do want to start. So, who in here did buy? I mean, So I take it that both of you got Pokken Tournament, y'all.
I don't, but I have one. I have a friend that does.
I do own the game. It's one of the 6 Wii U games I own.
Oh man, you got 6 Wii U games too?
Oh God.
No, I legit have only 6 Wii U games. I have Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden 3 Raises Edge, Splatoon, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Wii U Edition, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed, Super Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers 4, and Pokken Tournament.
I think I only got 4.
Nice.
So that's the only games I got. That's legit the only. Oh, and Revelations if you count it on digital, but that was the only games I got.
But I gotta ask a question real quick. Was Darkrai in the original game? I can't remember.
He was not.
He was not?
He was not?
Definitely not.
Yeah, he was not. Now, I am excited for Pokken Tournament DX. I really feel like that when the arcade version, the new update was announced and stuff, I was like, please hurry up with that console port. Because I enjoy Pokken Tournament. It's an arena fighter, but it does have some of that Tekken nuances that make it fun. And I mean, all that thrashing that my Lucario did. Come on now, I went through the lab and painstakingly put my Lucario through his paces so he could come online. And plus, the netcode was actually pretty decent. For a Nintendo game, that's saying a lot.
Well, I lived in Korea during the entire time I played the game, so I the test because over in Asia they're super spoiled with netcode because they live like in the area approximately the size of Florida.
God damn. When you think about Florida, and then you look at Korea, he actually is right.
So
So I never actually had to deal with like the California to New York connection that just is the bane of the Persona and Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue community's existences.
And that's kind of funny because with Pokken, I have played people on the West Coast, and it would be fine. It wouldn't lag.
That's impressive.
And that's what I said. The netcode for that game was actually impressive. Like, it was crazy.
Like, I guess Namco's actually pretty good in general with netcode, which is why I was surprised when I guess Tekken was shaky.
That I agree 100%. The fact that when it launched, I was like, wow, the netcode is actually like bad. That's unheard of. Like, no, like
Netcode was revolutionary almost, and then they basically used that 4 game as a test bed for what would then be Tekken Tag 2's netcode.
Which was pretty good. Like Tag 2's netcode was pretty good. Like, even like I know that Xbox 360 version was held as like the better half of the netcode, but even PS3 was playable. Like I didn't really have much trouble.
And then Tekken 7 happened, and the netcode wasn't great. And let's see, it came out on June 2nd, and then they made the patch in 8. So they finished a patch for the netcode in 6 days.
So that's still good. Like that's still not bad. Like the PC version, I will tell you personally, the PC version was already stable before the online patch for PS4 came out, and I can say that I mean, it was like that netcode is damn good. Like, I mean, playing on PC, I've had no delay in my buttons. Surprisingly, I ain't had no DCs either. Congrats, PC. We all, like, everybody on the console versions was shitting on y'all, thinking that y'all were just a bunch of DC and crybabies. But for the people I fought, y'all took y'all losses like a man or a woman. I don't know who I was beating up on. You took that L and you held that. That's what we learned in the FGC. We learned to hold that, and you held it. And I held my L's too. So that's good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Overall,
Pokken DX has a more stable netcode launch, you know, the more in line with the first Pokken.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh, yeah.
I want something that is that damn good. Like, if I'm playing, I'm playing on Wi-Fi because I didn't have a USB adapter, and me and my opponent didn't have any troubles at all. So I want something that damn. Like, if you can give me something like that damn code, you already got my Dodorus.
Delivered.
Dollars.
All right. There's only one more thing I have to show, and then we're gonna have to rush this up because I gotta get out of here soon.
Yeah, I also have to go soon because I have a Marvel tournament.
All right, 2 things. So, 1, how have we not even talked about this yet? Well, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh man! So, did you not do it? Okay, you guys are both on Twitter. How have you been enjoying the meme factory that has been?
People have been posting memes. They've been posting their teams. They've been posting. I don't care. I'm gonna pick top tier. Good job, Yossi.
I'm gonna play Yamcha. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I don't care what any of y'all talking about. All I need in that roster is Android 18, and I will body people.
Why will everybody pick 18? What the world?
I don't know. I played her in Extreme Butadin, and I used her in Tenkai. Like, she's one of those characters that I started to use more for no reason other than
literally. When I learned about this game, like half the things that will be either A, I will play either Future Trunks, or B, I will play 18.
That's the funny thing, because my squad in Extreme Butadin for the 3DS, my squad is literally Future Trunks and Android 18. They're my squad in Extreme Butadin, and in tag matches in Tenkaichi 3, they were my well, Kid Goku was added in that mix, which was funny because I mean he had like literally no health. He only had 2 health bars compared to the rest of the cast, and he couldn't fly. But I mean the man's combo game was too good. So I mean I don't know. It's just a thing. But I probably won't. But it depends on who's in that roster. But I really want to just try to run at least Future Trunks. I know that that's going to be my main day one. I'm rolling with him. I just don't know who else is going to be on the squad. I just don't want this to be like Marvel, to where your third character is literally just the support character. You're not going to learn him. He just has a good assist or some insert good move here that's going to make him viable on my team. Because I know that's what.
Instant projectile assist that you can just tag in throughout the match.
Bro, who has the pipe in Dragon Ball FighterZ? Who has the pipe?
Who has the pipe?
Oh
no. And it's supposed to, and they saying it's supposed to be like 2.5D, which is like very similar to SR's system. So it's gonna be like Guilty Gear SR plus Dragon Ball Z. Take my money.
Take your money. Yeah, I know people have been really.
They were hiring all those 3D modelers, and now we know what it's.
Oh yeah!
I forgot that Art did put out that thing about.
I didn't even think about that. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, that was really crazy. Like, I'm really hoping that this game looks solid, feels solid. Like, I mean, I want it to be a game where it'll be accepted into the competitive scene. Like, I know everybody jokes about, hey man, y'all should put Tenkaichi 3 in the.
Oh yeah, people do that.
Yeah, but I know people just rub it off. But I would love to see
just the anime fighters.
Yes, like I would love for them to really accept an anime fighting game into the community. Like, I mean, I was close to trying to do that with Clash of Ninja back in the day, but I just was not close enough. But I'll do my best with Dragon Ball with this one at least.
Oh yeah, I was the same way. I literally sent one of my friends who is not super into fighting game but love Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, is that the way I'm gonna get you into the FGC? He's like, maybe.
That's how most of the female friends I have. The only game they play is either Tekken or Dead or Alive. It's like, oh wait, girls can only play these games. Okay, I'm down.
Okay, sure. All right, let's wrap this up. If you could name one game you're excited for and one conference you're excited for, any conference, any game, what would it be? Starting with you, D-Mac.
Oh jeez. Games I'm excited for this E3. I'm very, very, very cautiously excited for Battlefront 2. I don't want to acknowledge it as Battlefront 2 because it's Battlefront 4. Because Battlefront 2 already existed and was one of my favorite games of all time. And EA better not mess this up. Lessons from, quote, Battlefront, unquote, if that's what they want to call the first one.
So,
and
Battlefront?
Getting a story and space battles and all the stuff they left out that should have been in the first one, and they're finally going to bring it.
Oh yeah, I definitely heard Battlefront 1 was not entirely full, I would say. Not so.
Felt like a cash grab to capitalize on
the movie.
Yeah. And now that they've had time to actually go back and develop a real Battlefront game, I'll say I'm pretty excited for that. But I will be holding off until the reviews come in.
Alright. And for conference?
I actually don't know. What conferences do we have this time around?
Wait, isn't it still just Ubisoft? EA.
I have it right here. This year it's going to be EA, Microsoft, Bethesda, PC Gaming, Ubisoft, Sony, Nintendo Spotlight.
It was like cheating because that's what I was gonna say, but that's pretty much a company conference. You know what? I'm interested to see what Nintendo can do with 25 minutes, though. Like,
I actually have to concur. Like, I have no games I'm excited. Well, no, I do have a game that I'm curious about, but it probably won't make an appearance at E3, and that is that the Travis touchdown unknown whatever.
Oh, no more
Suda,
Hero 3.
What the fuck is it, Suda? Stop cock teasing me, you whore. So,
all right, come on, a game that's most likely going to show up.
Like, I want to know what it is, one. And it, like, come on, what you doing with my boy Travis? I still own the first and the second. I love those games to death. Don't play with
Margaret
me,
Moonlight.
Nintendo. And plus, on top of that, if they're doing one of those highlight reel thingies, please stop beating around the bush and tell me which Blue game it is before I fuck you up. But yeah, I'm only curious to see what Nintendo's doing this year. Nintendo's in a very tough spot right now. The Switch is doing great. It has way better momentum than the Wii U. Everybody has noted that. Even I have noted that. It has way better momentum than the Wii U ever did. And they're selling like hotcakes, and people want one. I get that. But what are you bringing to the table? Xenoverse 2 has already been announced for a Switch port, which kind of makes me angry because Dragon Ball FighterZ was not. And I was like, I'd rather have that over Xenoverse. But at the same time, I know Nintendo can surprise me. Announce your Fire Emblem Fire Emblem Warriors, which I still am excited for that too. But give me something where I'm like, you know what? That's what we need. That's what we freaking need. I'm not too worried about Sony. I know that whatever they announce is going to be fun. It's going to make me go, oh, I want that too. Microsoft, as long as it isn't some crappy music video or whatever, I'm down. I'm just scared that Microsoft's going to mess it up by just doing something crazy, like talking, like having some awkward guy on stage trying to be funny and he's not funny. Or some girl trying to use hip lingo, but you sound like a dork. Just kind of just throwing those out there.
All right.
Don't show no games where the E3 demo looks badass and it'll release and got like stale ass water.
All right. Yeah, for me, it's the same way. For me, my game that I'm looking most forward to, it has to be something from the Nintendo side and probably ARMS. Because I want, as much as people give a crap in the fighting game scene, I do want to see how in-depth people can get with it without the Joy-Cons.
I do too.
And for the
ARMS looks like Gundam on a so.
It does, but I don't know. It looks like it had potential, and I'm going to give it a shot.
At the same time, Gundam's a deep game when you get into it, so I have faith.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only reason why I'm not shitting on, because I look at Gundam and I see that has a competitive scene, and I'm like, bruh, why did I underestimate this when Smash has a competitive scene? So I have faith.
And then for the conference, I just gotta go with Sony. Sony, for the past few years, has swept everybody away. They blew themselves out of the water every single year. The only time I really don't think they done a super good job was last year. Even then, they had a better conference than the other two. So,
but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. But we can all agree on at least one thing: Ubisoft is gonna make us all cringe by the end of it.
Guaranteed.
Like I said, you already heard me say what I said. That's why I'm not looking forward to any other conferences that there was some kind of crazy music video.
Oh, you know Ubisoft is going to talk about Just Dance. You know they are.
Yeah, but whenever they announce Just Dance, it's never like a bad thing. It's when they do the music blah, blah, blah.
Oh, they do that every year now.
And then we got some cringy ass guy trying to make jokes.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping.
And I heard what's her name? The host of Ubisoft, Alicia Tyler.
Yeah, Aisha Tyler.
Yeah, I heard she's not doing it this year.
She probably is starting another episode of Criminal Minds. But I mean, as long as there's not a cringe fest.
Oh, there's definitely going to be a cringe fest.
Like it's probably you're probably right. I mean, it's going to be a cringe fest somewhere.
All right. Yep. All right. It's 12:03 a.m. for DMAX, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for helping out with the podcast. I want to do one more of these before CEO and just talk about the other stuff I wanted to get to, but
I'm so sorry. I didn't take them up.
It's no problem. No problem. The big thing for the show was supposed to be E3, and we definitely got that done. So.
All right. Good job, gentlemen. I'm sorry.
Good job, guys. All right, but again, thank you, DMAC. You can follow DMAC at the realest DMAC. He barely really talks, but he loves to retweet.
Dang, man, why you ain't talking so much, bruh? After all that time I was rooting for you back in Persona. You ain't gonna talk. You got.
Give me Persona 5 Arena or Soul Calibur 6.
Oh man, yo, for real. Who really is looking forward to that trademark? I just want to just bring that up to one of the.
I really want to avoid it. People have been.
Ultimax already.
People want to say that P5 Ultimax is either going to show up here at E3, which is not going to happen. Let me just put this out there right now. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Not right now.
Arena boys.
But it may happen at the end of this year. Just a small teaser.
Fair enough. It's gonna show up in the. Now what y'all talking about? It's gonna show up in the sizzle. Sony.
Oh my God! Please.
Oh.
All right. And you can also follow Nerd/Jaden at JadenS455, where he posts his art, and apparently he also has some Lewis stuff. You can go to his stuff for that.
Hey, it's a family stream. You don't mention.
You cursed like 25 this episode.
Oh man, I did. Oh man, I need to work on that. I'm messing up. Sorry. I'm gonna try to be a little bit
mature
more
stream
on the next one. I promise. I'll be a bit more professional on the next one. I promise.
Oh, all right. And you can follow me at BlueFighters1. I just retweet and talk about random stuff that happens in real life. Anyways, guys, that is the first episode of the Soul Lost podcast. I don't even know if I'm going to keep that name. Tell us what you think in the comments below or on Twitter, and we'll see you next time.